So we were really struggling with being in a plateau where we felt like we weren't growing. Clearly, we had reached the point where I had grown the practice as far as I knew how to. And so I think I was searching for some kind of a breakthrough or some sort of guidance or leadership of how to take our practice to the next level. We were probably averaging between 20 and 30 new patients a month with really no marketing efforts whatsoever. We had really plateaued for about 6 or 7 years of having pretty flat numbers as far as production, collection, and just general growth of the practice. Morale was okay in the office, but nobody was really supercharged. I had increasingly become frustrated as overhead kept creeping up every year, but revenue was not increasing. And as was my tendency to try to take over the solution to all problems, I was getting increasingly frustrated and exhausted and overwhelmed.
Now that I think about back, it was more just going in and doing the same thing every day. And I think maybe he was getting a little burned out on dentistry. You know, it's just kind of every month was almost the same. New patient base, new patients coming in was pretty low. Always the same.
So we looked at the telephone training, which at the time seemed remarkably expensive. So I researched that, agonized over it, discussed it with my wife and the other partners in the practice, and we decided to make the leap and of course chintz on the expense a little bit by just doing the at-home training. And we tried that with some success, but quickly realized that we really needed to have the team come in and do the training at the office.
I had heard about Scheduling Institute a little bit before we had started working with it. I really didn't know a whole lot of information on it. I just knew that there would be a focus on getting people in the door and you know, kind of changing the way phone conversations and things like that went.
I just thought it was another consulting people coming to the office, and it was just going to be a waste of time. That's what I really thought. Because that's one of my things, like, oh, we're changing this, and we're changing that, and we're changing this. Oh, we're not gonna have time for that, but we do.
We progressed through different levels of engagement, rather quickly. We went to the gold level and then upgraded to the platinum, where we didn't stay very long before we pretty quickly realized that we need to be in 5X. Now it's almost as if your eyes have been opened where before, you just couldn't see.
Over the last 2 years since we've been implementing everything from the Scheduling Institute, our new patient numbers have gone up like crazy. Last month we had our biggest month ever. It was 85 new patients.
Compared to 3 hygienists before, now we have 6. From 3 doctors to 5 doctors.
Our collections have grown over 3 years, probably 50 to 75%. The culture of the office is much more positive. The staff is much more engaged. They're much more energetic. They are motivated to identify and head off or solve problems before they happen versus previously there was a lot of more reactive behavior. They made believers out of us from the results we got almost right away.
For a while it felt like sometimes coming to work was just, oh, I'm just going to go clean teeth today. It's not like that anymore.
The SI program has allowed us to grow multiple times over than what I possibly could have achieved or have been motivated to do without it. Stick with it, and that it definitely will turn out for the best.